What up, what up? Happy Monday, boys and girls. Today is January 26th. This is episode 107 of Crew Talk Sports, brought to you by Crew Talk Radio. Let's just call a spade a spade. Sad Monday here, out here in Commerce City, as far up as Wyoming. Dante, big game yesterday. Mixed emotions. Sure, you've kind of slept on it a little bit. Went to work, still pissed, or you a little bit getting over it? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, going through all the stages of grief here this weekend. Anger, sadness. We're almost ready to move on to it. I'll be good after tonight's show. I need to get it off my chest with you, so we'll talk through it.
Yeah, this is a safe place. We're going to talk, obviously, Broncos Patriots game, Seahawks Rams, another great game over there for the third time. Other college basketball games popping off right now. Other coaching recap. UFC, NASCAR is back. Also, Dante, so is golf. Won a little quick golf bet this weekend with the fellas. Some other NFL breaking news too. So we're back. Hey, a lot of people sleep on this time of year, man. You got to execute. Speaking of execute, we don't bet NBA. I can't do it anymore. That's an execution that needs to take place, like me being executed if I do it again. Anyways, wanted to get into the Bronco game. First off, a great weekend. Hope everybody had a great weekend out there. Obviously, Sunday, shit happens. My initial thoughts are, you can start correcting me if I'm wrong, and I got some hotter takes. We win the game if Bo Nix plays. I mean, just like 100%. 100%.
By 2 scores is what I said. By 2 scores.
2 scores. So you think we win with Bo Nix playing? I think that there's no fucking way we don't win if he's playing. I wanted to ask you some questions here because I have my opinions, but we'll put you on the spot. Number one, is Courtland Sutton number one wide receiver in the NFL on a championship caliber team?
Definitely not. Watching that Rams game last night and just being like Puka Nacua, JSN, those are number one wide receivers. Courtland Sutton,
Devontae Adams,
he drops way too many passes. It's just, not a number one wide receiver. Especially when you have a backup like Stidham and you need your guys to step up for him. He just didn't do enough. I mean, that touchdown, he was wide open. Good for him. But the big catches, he doesn't make them when he needs to.
Let me ask you too: is this is RJ Harvey a running back number one on a championship caliber team?
No.
Okay, so Trillo Betts has a hot take real quick. Let me interrupt you. I think this guy would be mediocre in the CFL. He's undersized. Unless he has any glimpse of space, he's not a good runner. Coughlin's kind of more of the same. I never thought having a running back so much would be so important. You watch Kenneth Walker for what he did with Seattle yesterday, dude. Just a fucking drive. I mean, towards the end of the game, too, they threw him that little out route, breaks a tackle, cuts it upfield, takes it for like 30 yards down the middle of the field. Like, we don't have any of that coming out of our backfield. A lot of runs, Harvey, too, is running, stopping his feet, thinking like, oh, let me figure this out. No. I mean, shout out to the Patriots front seven, but I also think like there was an advantage there that we could have, especially in the second half, man, it was impossible to throw the ball for us. You just needed a running back. We didn't have one. And I just never had any confidence like, oh, maybe we'll bust one. No, zero confidence that RJ Harvey was going to bust one. I felt like him and Sutton, a couple other players individually were like, there's a game today. Is this the biggest game of my life? I don't know.
Jared Stidham included.
I'm going to give you some mediocreness is what I was thinking, man. Like, not a lot of people that really wanted it out there, in my opinion. But another question, is this offensive line good enough to win a championship collectively? Meinertz got cooked. He looked like one of the worst people on the field multiple times. I understand he's had a great year. Garrett Bowles as well. When it matters, how do they do that 4th and 1? There's the two defensive tackles got upfield.
Yeah. I mean, so Garrett Bowles, I saw his end of season interview today, press conference, whatever. And he mentioned both things you just talked about. First of all, he said, we're a few playmakers away. That tells you right there, RJ Harvey's not the guy. These linemen know when they're getting the job done and the running back's not doing their part of it. RJ Harvey, sure, throw him in on third down, throw him in, change of pace, whatever, but he is not your every down back. Mm-hmm. Shame on the Broncos for going into this season thinking J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey would be the plan. Obviously, Dobbins was going to get hurt. We should have saw that coming. The offensive line, Miners did get smoked a couple times. Milton Williams he's a really, really good defensive tackle, probably one of the best in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I think they are. I mean, Garrett Bowles in his thing today said the stats don't lie. Statistically, we're the number one offensive line in the NFL. You're without Ben Powers. Onberg's banged up. So we'll see. Could they be better? Yeah. Was Bo Nix maybe hiding some flaws of theirs? Maybe. Or was Jared Stidham just making them look worse than they are? Maybe too, because he was holding on the ball quite a while. So
Patriots defense too, man. I mean, you got to give them the nod, like you said. A couple playmakers. I mean, they just did their job. It was just like make this Stidham kid beat us. Everybody knew that was the strategy. Stidham didn't want to beat him. Yeah, I think it was just like I don't know. Like, did anybody have a pep in their step, man? Like, nobody had a pep in their step to go win this game. It was like once it was snowing to the point where it was really like close to whiteout. And I know because I was driving in it at one point yesterday. It's like, fuck, this is brutal. That's when we just shut down offensively. I think we had 39 plays without being in the red zone at one point. Oh, man.
Tell me what you think, because I 100% agree with you. Like, the second half, it felt like Sean Payton was calling plays scared.
Dude, he didn't have a choice, though.
Do you think Stidham was just, like, so bad, he realized, like, oh, no, there's nothing I can do, and no run game?
Correct me if I'm wrong here. The Stidham comes out. We're looking great, 7-0. We're looking great. So I brought this up. I know you love the aggressiveness of it, and I'm not blaming it on this is the reason why we lost the game. Taking those points, if the Rams could have took points yesterday too, dude. They leave points on the board all the fucking time. Lions are known for doing it. In the playoffs, in particular, it's more important. I remember the Patriots would just be kicking field. How often did Tom Brady go for it on fucking 4th and 1, bro? I don't remember Peyton Manning going for it a lot on 4th and 1. I think it was more so let's kick the field goal here, trust our defense, get the ball back. Now we're kicking a 50-yarder for the win, right? But like when you're down by, Rams, you saw they were down by 4, it kind of fucked them up that whole entire second half. So, but my thing is, you kick that field goal. I think Sean Payton stopped the momentum of the first half, which we had, by missing the field goal. Then Lutz misses the field goal. Thank God we didn't go out and that kid from New England didn't make that 63-yarder. Otherwise, it would have been a disaster, right? But I think we just kind of kicked ourselves in the nuts. It was early. But it's also like if you watch R.J. Harvey run that route and Stidham getting blitzed up the middle, like we didn't even have a fucking second. We didn't have a second of picking up that play. So I think that we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. However, real quick on Stidham, it was a below. I played a lot. I've seen a lot of high school football. I've never seen a backup high school football player make that play. You're talking JUCO. You're talking collegiately. I understand it was a little cold for him. It's just like, dude. You were told all week, don't turn the ball over. You were told all week in the red zone, throw the ball away. You were told all week, just take the sack. And he does this 2-hand pass thing to no other than R.J. Harvey. It's just like, if he throws that ball away or takes a sack, I wonder what the score is because I don't think they're scoring, dude. I really don't think that Patriots offense was scoring. Nick May, I think, damn, they had more rushing yards than passing. He had 65 rushing, 86 passing. Stevenson did okay. He just had 25 carries, 71 yards. The defense was fine. It was a momentum type of game. That was a huge momentum killer. I don't think the Patriots really wanted to score either. They just got up, and it was only up by 3. It wasn't even like they're up by fucking 20. It's just they fell into it. And I know you hate to point the fingers. Sean Payton don't get a touch of the blame. But it is Stidham. It's just the mediocreness of what he was, which I don't know. Can you blame a backup quarterback? Dude, he's a backup. But it's like that play was such a bonehead play that it cost you a Super Bowl appearance.
It was the one thing you couldn't do, and it led to the Patriots' only touchdown of the day. That the defense definitely did their part, and I know we've all, especially you've been really critical of VJ. I don't want to hear the Drake May MVP chants. 86 yards is not an MVP kind of game, and I know the second half was what it was, but this is a dude that didn't do anything in the first half either. He tried throwing at PS2 early right away, and we saw what happens when you do that. But the difference was Drake May didn't make the mistakes Stidham did, and the Patriots could run the ball. Ramondre Stevenson, I mean, it wasn't like a lot of yards per carry, but just they were consistent 20-plus rushes. in the snow. That's how you win these types of games. I feel like I'm most disappointed in not necessarily Jared Stidham's play, but the game plan Sean Payton put together for him. You know it's going to be a blizzard. You know you have your backup quarterback. Why are you drawing up 31 pass plays? It makes no sense. Is it because you can't run the ball? RJ Harvey came out and said today he's never played in snow before. Didn't realize how slippery it was going to be. And it's like, dude,
Yeah,
what are we doing here? So
yeah,
it just the game plan to me, too many screens. You weren't doing Stidham favors, and you should have known you needed every point you can get and taking that field goal. I am an aggressive guy. And I don't even know if I have a necessarily problem with going for it as much as I do the play call. I didn't realize Stidham was so slow.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, the play call was disastrous. I was hoping we would get like a fullback dive. Who knows if we get it? I mean, nobody knows, but like
Yes.
that whole run, throw
Yes.
to the flat shit with this Harvey, man, it's just, he's kind of, if you watch that play too, bro, but he doesn't run to the stick either. Like he just kind of floats out there. It's just like now, look, I am optimistic about Harvey. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to think I'm a hater. I've been ripping him all year. He's not an NFL running back. I'll be optimistic that he could potentially be a 1-2 punch as the 2 punch with speed on the outside. Now he's a rookie. He'll develop great. I'm all for it. However, he needs to show me a lot of improvement because, and I also want to point the finger at general management drafting J.D. Barrett because he had 1 assisted tackle yesterday. That's like if we guess right with a Hampton, let's say for example, or Trevion Henderson, Scatterbo was drafted after J.D. Barrett. I know it's like, oh, dude, we're not going to draft Scatterbo. Imagine having a fucking offensive powerhouse added to this
Yes.
team instead of R.J. Harvey, right? R.J. Harvey is now. You give me a Hampton, we're winning that game, and Hampton's ripping them, bro. I'm telling you. So I'm excited, to be honest. A great year for the Broncos. I mean, we're all for it. Great year. Obviously, there were things in that game. I believe that we kind of lost it more so than the Patriots won it. I'll get into that with my Super Bowl picks too. Uh, yeah, no, I just was pissed more so at the way we lost because we lost it ourselves. Defense, great all year. Most of them are coming back. I don't think we need to do too much there. But offense, I'm excited because of the money that we have coming, and I'm excited to see the splash we're going to make. And you watch Kenneth Walker in Seattle. I know Chardonnay kind of timely tore his ACL, which fucking sucks because now they're going to want to definitely keep K9. But you're looking at other wide receivers, Watson from Green Bay, just to name somebody. I mean, you go get a playmaker downfield. I don't. What's your thoughts on Evan Ingram? Because I don't blame him. He just doesn't get the ball enough. Like I think he's averaging like 1.8 targets a game. How the fuck do you want him to succeed? Everybody's like, we need a tight end. We got an athletic tight end, a very athletic one. We just don't give him the rock. Like we just don't.
I don't know what to think of Evan Ingram because when you look at he's not even playing a lot. Like every single time I'm looking
No.
for him on the field, Troutman's in.
No.
And is Evan Ingram a receiver? What's the deal? And
Right.
he had his locker room media session day too, and I think he's pretty disappointed with how the season went for himself. Said kind of the opportunities were limited. You brought up a great point about Jade Barron. I mean, nothing against him. I think he can't see the field because we got Jaquan McMillan and we just got other guys that are better. That's a pick like the Broncos make in 2014 when we just let the best player fall to us because we already have weapons. That's not a pick you make this year. Absolutely horrible pick. Not because of him, because of what the offense needs. Evan Ingram though, I thought it was okay. Maybe it's Bo not getting the ball in the middle to him. No, Stidham, same thing. Didn't even know he was out there. I don't know if maybe he fell off the cliff.
More design, more playing call. You're right because we'll run three tight ends out there at one time, but we still don't get them the ball. We don't design anything that's like a good. I mean, dude, like a tight end screen. Do I really want to watch that? No, but like we don't get them involved, man. We really don't. But I don't know, man. It's just so bad. You look at. I don't think Mims is bad. I think Mims is a wide receiver 3. Slot, change of pace, love it.
Yeah.
Sutton is on the shit list. He's worth $92 million contract. You hate to see it. I've been a big disbeliever in Sutton. Think he's a great wide receiver too. He's one of the best wide
Yes.
receiver twos in football. I think that there's such a huge ceiling of where we could be with the true number one. You're right. You bring up Nakua. I bring up Jefferson. You know, you're gonna pay, but you're also gonna have the guy. You know, I was talking about this with my buddy Sam on the way home. You're gonna have a guy that when you're nervous, you just throw it up to, and he's gonna make plays. He's gonna make plays. You're
Yes.
gonna design plays for the Sutton. He's the type of guy that drops it on 2nd and 8, and then just kind of looks back and just runs back to the huddle. You know, the drops were a problem this year. You know, Evan pulled it up. It was a little bit less than I thought, but I think that he drops 2 or 3 every game, and it's almost like last year in Buffalo was where I identified it. Like, again, hey man, do you know what game this is? Like, this is a huge moment for you. We need you to like go for 7 for 7. You know, 5 targets, 3 receptions, 17 yards, and a touchdown in the snowy game, whatever. I don't give a fuck. First half, the touchdown, fucking me and you would have caught that. Yeah, Evan Ingram, Sutton, Mims, Harvey, little Jordan Humphrey, great maximum effort. He's dropping shit too. Pat Bryant, I know he got hurt again, hamstring yesterday. I'm interested to see where he goes because he did look good against the Bills starting off that game. And I was really positive with that because I'm like, hey, he ain't dropping this shit. You know, but yeah, the wide receiver room, in my opinion, I would just clean slate it. I would clean slate it. I'd probably keep Mims if he wanted to take a pay cut. I mean, I'm talking. Let's get some dogs out there. And I don't. Everybody's talking about Texas A&M. We can talk about who we want in our draft. You know, drafting. Are you drafting wide receiver? Are you drafting running back? Because if you aren't, you need to go crazy in the free agency. So I'll pull up some free agents here, but you know,
Brees. I see a lot of people saying Brees Hall today.
yeah, but god damn, really?
Who? Let me ask you: would you rather keep the same receiver room, but you get like a RB1, true RB1, elite, or keep our same running backs and get maybe a true wide receiver one? What do you think's a bigger need?
Oh, dude, I think running back, dude. I think running back, like. Let me see. I'm looking at. So you got George Pickens. Christ, I don't want him either. Romeo Dobbs. Nope. Mike Evans. God, he's old. Juwan Jennings. He's won us a shit ton of money. Captain Kirk for the Texans. Alec Pierce. This is yucky. Wandale Robinson. They'll be crazy if they don't sign him. Oh my God. Debo. Wait, did he only sign a 1 year? Did he only sign a 1 year? Rashid Shaheed. Tyquan Thornton. Oh, Ayuk. Interesting. Tyreek Hill could get cut. Calvin Ridley, I would fucking jump off a bridge. AJ Brown, trade candidates, would love that. Keon Coleman, get the fuck out of town. DJ Moore, they could be trying to move on from him. Don't mind me a little DJ Moore. I love him. Patriots. Jalen Waddle. I've been hearing a lot about that. Yep, I would take a little Waddle around here too. Now let me look at running backs. Running back, free agents, 2026. It's just sad, dude. We got to wait till September too. All right, so Christ, we're liking this list here right off the bat. Brees Hall, Travis Etienne. They'll be fucking nuts if they don't keep him. Javonte Williams. I can't do it to myself. Kenneth Walker, Najee Harris. Ah, dude. Again, jump off a bridge. Checo, jumping off a bridge. Rashad White, he's better than any running back we have. Ryan Robinson Jr., Algier. Algier would be interesting. Yes, I would actually like that because I don't think he'd be crazy expensive. I think you can go get a Watson from Green Bay. Rico Dowdle, Jerome Ford, Kareem Hunt. Christ, dude. Chubb, Mostert. All right. I'm all for Algier, and I'm all for getting a fantasy stud wide receiver. Algier will be on the cheaper end and give me the best receiver available, and I'm drafting a wide receiver too. That's how I want to do it. Dude, I'm dead serious. What would it cost the Vikings? Hey, man, we're sending you Sutton in our first for Jefferson. Is that enough? Is that enough, though? Sutton and a first. It's 30th pick overall. Yeah, Vikings got. It's not. Jay Jettis is different. However, yes, but he's kind of a locker room plague, bro. He really is. I'm all for Algier Harvey behind that. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. I think Algier would get us 1,200. Oh, 100%. Yeah, yeah. Loved how we signed like Zach Allen, Benito already taken care of, Cooper taken care of. So, yeah, I would like to see maybe snagging another defensive end just because Ellis, obviously we got the wrong Ellis because the other Ellis was dominating us for the Patriots. But a little depth there defensively, I don't think would hurt. Second rounder, solidifying that. We need a stud Mike. Yep, we need a stud Mike. Not that Greenlaw, I was reading it, man, like the acquisitions of last year. It started with like Tufonga, A plus, right? And then it went down. Greenlaw was kind of like a B minus signing. C minus is what I was thinking because he just didn't play. He just gets hurt, man. I mean, you don't want to blame anybody for it. I love how he sets the tone, but it's like, let's just be honest, man. Like we potentially could have got better. Who else did I see? Go ahead. Here's another position we could upgrade. You guys love this motherfucker too. I fucking hate Lutz. I'm in Cancun reading "Don't Kill Myself" books. Give me a kicker that can kick outside. So if we would have kicked that field goal, that was 4th and 1, and he would have missed it. I bet Ev would be fucking freaking out. Don't be too sad, bud. You're in Cancun, but when you run into Lutz, kick him in the nuts for us, all right? Because he's also out in Cancun. Cancun on 3. Evan takes it personally, and he cruises out. Yeah. Well, we're going to get into what the Broncos should be doing, free agency, draft. We love doing the draft. Last year, we dedicated a lot of our time on it, and we got fucking super close with some of our shit. And then all of a sudden, J.D. Barron. It was crazy. But, yeah, Ed loves getting into it. Obviously, Dante knows a lot about college. So we're going to be talking about offseason here. There are a couple other there's one more game left. So Seahawks, Rams, Seahawks 31, Rams 27. Darnold, 3 tutties, 346, man. First quarterback from 2018 draft class to make a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield. That is fucking nuts. The Rams go for it after a great drive. Here's the problem with that: the 3rd and 4th down plays. They didn't throw to Puka or Adams. I just don't get it. JSN continues to be the god. Could be Super Bowl MVP candidate for sure. 10 receptions, 153 yards, and a tutty. You got Patriots, Seahawks, Super Bowl. What'd you think of the Rams game? Was it more so of just like that defense? In my opinion, the Rams defense looked a lot better earlier in the year, kind of let them down towards the end. A badass game. Could have went either way. It came down to the inability for the Rams stopping them on that 3-minute drive. And also, Stafford, everybody wants to blow him and talk about this and that. You had 2 opportunities. It was 3rd and 6 and 4th and 6. You got to score, right? So shout out to the Seahawks defense for holding up when it matters. But I would have just loved to see Puka anything or Devontae Adams anything. I think they were throwing to the backup tight end at one point, and I was like, what, on 4th down? Fuck me. Just one-on-one it, like one-on-one that shit, man. I just don't get, like, why mind fuck it? But it's a legendary game. Still a great game. Back and forth. I was on Rams plus 3.5, so you love to see it. That's why I finished at 4. But for a mega parlay, too. I did hit my 3 touchdowns, though. I was telling everybody, bet whatever you want on Kenneth Walker to score. Not only did he score, he scored first. I was on that, too. Yeah, he's a GOAT. Kenneth Walker's a dog. I also had Devontae Adams and then Puka the GOAT Nacua, who basically scores every game when he plays. But, yeah, what'd you think of this game here? More Seahawks, more Rams fucking up. What'd you think? Wouldn't it be nice, dude? I know. Yeah. Since last year, he's won 30 games. I don't care what statistical analysis you need. That is a statistic that I care about, is winning games. He's won 30 games in 2 years. The Vikings, whatever they're doing with the McCarthy show, which still they don't know if he's the guy, it wasn't worth it. They should have kept Darnold. They're looking back at this as like, this was a really bad year from our quarterback position. This kid is now in the Super Bowl. That's how general managers get fired, because of stuff like that. I'm not saying they're going to do that or this and that, but, yes. You love to see somebody thrive after not being wanted. This kid could have gave up on himself too. The whole New York Jets thing was a fucking joke, right? Where did he spend time too after that? Was it the Panthers? Carolina, right? Finds himself in Minnesota. Great year. Everybody's saying he can't win in the playoffs. Brother, he won you 14 games. Like, you guys were in a play-in elimination game against the Lions, right? And then they lost against the Rams. Yeah, that fuck me, dude. You know, like, Jay Jettis is pissed watching McCarthy run around like an idiot when he could have had Darnold. Darnold was the reason why JSN had a monster year as well. So that is him, I will say. I don't know if he is him, but leaning towards Seahawks Super Bowl matchup. We'll talk about that. We don't even have to talk about it because I'm still pissed. I think that Rams Seahawks game was the Super Bowl. To be honest, I don't think the Patriots will turn the ball over too. That's why they didn't throw either. So I don't think that. I don't see the Patriots winning that. Yeah, Strouded it real quick on Stroud. Yeah, real quick on Stroud. Are you bringing him back? And are you paying him? Yeah. Yeah, dude. I don't think he gets that either. I think if Davis Mills comes in the second half, plays mediocre, I think they potentially could have won that game. So real quick, let's talk about some other NFL breaking news. Steelers. This was fucking crazy. Hired Packers and Cowboys old head coach Mike McCarthy. So real quick about the Steelers, they've had like 4 coaches since my grandpa's even been alive. God rest his soul, right? The Steelers' tendencies have been, for coaches, 1, first-time head coach, 2, defensive coordinator. That's what Bill Cowher was. That's what Mike Tomlin was. Chuck Noll fucking a million years ago was a defensive coordinator as well. First-time head coach, defensive coordinator. Now, I had identified the dude from the Rams. I'm like, this makes sense. Yep, Shula as well. So I'm like, hey, this kind of makes sense here. So then they hire Mike McCarthy, and I was the furthest from being fucking wrong that I could have been. I don't like this hiring at all. Now you have Aaron Rodgers drama too. It's like usually the Steelers don't really want that drama, as much. Now they're going to be in the center of it all offseason. Is Aaron Rodgers coming back with McCarthy? I would assume so off the top of my head. I don't necessarily like that. I think they should have started over, retrusted the process. But now, what are they doing? Right. Yeah, no, I thought that was incredible. I was like, what? No, what? Mike McCarthy. Right. Yeah. I thought VJ too, but he wasn't a first-time head coach. That's why I kind of like moved. McCarthy was horrible. I will be right there. You'll be right as well. 10 out of 10. Next year they'll be 6-12 or 6-11. They won't know what they're doing. McCarthy. Yeah, I mean, it would just be interesting to see the I would love playing against the Steelers. You think Steelers franchise, you think Steel Curtain, right? You think legendary running backs, receivers. No. Aaron Rodgers? Come on, bro. That defense is going to be sus because he doesn't care about defenses. There's a lot of options that I thought were better. One of them not being this. Chargers officially hired Mike McDaniels as the offense coordinator. I don't care for that. Everybody's like, oh, no, in the division. I think that's interesting because I don't think so at all. I think Harbaugh's going to be like, what the fuck, bro? Run it. He does. Yeah, he does. What's up with this? Ohio State hires Arthur Smith as offensive coordinator. Raiders completed a second interview with the Broncos passing game coordinator, quarterbacks coach, Davis Webb. There's no fucking way. There's no way. Well, dude, I don't know if Vance will get one, man, because of those 2 third-round picks. Let's see here. I'm trying to find some new ones. The Bills are requesting. They're just interviewing everybody they can right now. Rams pass game coordinator, Shieldhouse. The Bills have also interviewed our boy. I don't know. With Philip Rivers withdraws head coach candidacy for Buffalo. Who withdrew from Cleveland recently too? The Jags offensive coordinator Grant Udinski. Yeah, Udinski, he's out. He's like, I'm gonna stay in Jacksonville, bro. Yeah. Everybody. Yeah, but I think he was more so like, no, not doing this to myself. I'd rather stay. Yeah, no, the Browns are in trouble, dude. The Browns are definitely in trouble. Like Christ. Yeah, because that's not going to be good for their quarterback situation, right? Let's see what else. So we got Shadur Sanders being named to the Pro Bowl. 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. The Pro Bowl is officially a joke. It's been a joke. And I cannot tell you guys enough not to watch it. Take the kids to the mall. Do anything else. I will say the NBA All-Star sounding a little bit better. Feels like they're on the way to doing something fun because they're doing a world versus the USA, which early indications are showing that the USA are going to get blown the fuck out. You got Jokic, if he plays. Luka, Shea. Yeah, like that's GG's right there. Jamal Murray's also Canadian. Oh, fuck. I forgot about the big one. Who's the big fucking. Yeah. Oh, my God. Victor. Yeah, Victor. Yeah, so like they could potentially blow us out. I'm really leaning on Ant to start slapping motherfuckers because you know he will. Shout out to the God. I love Anthony Edwards. But yeah, so that's actually interesting. The Americans, however, for football, nobody wants to watch that Pro Bowl shit. I remember the Pro Bowl used to be must-watch TV. Back when Sean Taylor laid the fuck out of the Bills punter, it was must-watch TV. The players actually took it pretty personal. It's flag football shenanigans. Yeah, it's flag football shenanigans. I saw Russell Wilson play last year on it, and I was disgusted. So I told myself never again. No, and we don't love him anyways. We can't stand him, right? I don't. Yeah, fuck him, dude. Don't get me started on Russell Stinky Pants Wilson. Let's talk about some NBA nuggets here. They won 2 straight against the Wizards and the Milwaukee Bucks. Fun fact, prediction. Giannis played his last game as a Buck against the Nuggets. He was saying in interviews like, yeah, this team can't defend. Talk about his own team. He's talking a lot of shit about general management, ownership. I think he's done potential teams now with Jimmy getting hurt in Golden State. Could probably see something like that. But how does that work with Jimmy's contract? I saw Atlanta wants in on him. That would be kind of like a rebuild. What's up? No, not yet. Yeah, he could like restart a franchise in Brooklyn. He is a top 5 NBA player, so this would be a massive trade. My thing is like, why? Why do you have like just hey, we're having a bad year. Let's get back to it. Dame Dollar was not the right trade acquisition last year, 2 years ago. They went in on him and it didn't pan out. They got Miles Turner this year. He's not doing as well. Kyle fucking Kuzma's on your team. That's unserious, right? To me. So it's like it's just shitty. If he does get traded, we want him to get traded in the East. I'll just say that. We don't need the West being any better. They got Doc Rivers, bro. He's an asshole too. Yeah. Yep. They were supposed to play yesterday against the Memphis Grizzlies. Shout out to Memphis, Jackson, Tennessee, getting a major snowstorm. Facility shut down. As in, I think it's like 2 inches, bro. I don't think it's like that big of a snowstorm. I haven't seen it. Ice. No, I haven't. No, I talked to some people who got boots on ground and they're like freaking the fuck out. But I'm like, how much snow is it? They're like, an incredible amount. And I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. They're not built for it. No, the infrastructure is fun fact. Speaking of Washington, Seattle, I was talking to this guy, big Seahawks fan too, so good for him. But he was talking about how one time it snowed and there was like 2 inches of ice and the whole entire city shut down. He's like, we just couldn't, nobody could do anything. And he's from Minnesota too, so he's just like, man, I couldn't even. It's just crazy how different parts of the world handles the weather. Right. Meanwhile, yesterday, I don't know how it was up in Wyoming, but on our way home from Grand Lake yesterday, it was a fucking whiteout. It was a whiteout. I don't know. It was, yep. And then it moved you out for kickoff. Yeah. Yeah. Could you imagine somebody who's like, oh, dude, it's nice. I'm not bringing my hoodie inside. Frozen nuts off. Nuggets will be playing the Pistons tomorrow. Pistons, good team in the East. Cade Cunningham. Shout out to him. Nuggets still playing okay without Jokic. They've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of their last 8. You love to see it. They're 3rd in the West. A lot of young guys, dude. Watson is absolutely killing it, dude. It's almost to the point, I wish Joe was on. We were talking about it up ice fishing. Do we trade Watson? But the reason why I said was, who do you get for him? Like Kyle Kuzma? Like what do we want? Do we get like a killer 3-point shooter? Like no. Like Buddy Hield. Who'd you rather have? I'd rather have Watson. So I think we keep him. He is like arguably our best defender too. So Nuggets are in third. We're actually tied with San Antonio for the second seed with 3 games up on Houston. So shout out to the Nuggets for clawing through. You love to see it. I know Gerald's got a bet on the Nuggets future NBA champions. Still liking that. Let's move on to our money makers, the Colorado Avalanche. They did beat the Toronto Maple Leafs yesterday, 4-1. Big game because they had been dropping a couple of games. Shout out to Brock Nelson, who's been on a fucking scoring frenzy, by the way. Yeah, he had a hattie. Yes, he is the American. He had a hattie. Drury gets a goal. Remember, we lost to the Maple Leafs, so it was good to see us get that back within a week. Wanted to say we had lost 4 or 5 before that game. One of them, the first one of that stretch, was Toronto. The thing that really alerted me was 2 of those games in the 5-game stretch, 7 goals allowed. The Philadelphia Flyers one, dude, I live bet it 4 different times. Finally, it got to 6, and I was like, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. So that game just fucking kicked me in the dick. They play Wednesday at Ottawa. That might be a good game for the squad ride, and we could squad ride it 5:30. Dante, maybe we do the podcast a little early since Ev always makes us do it late. Squad ride, watch the Avs. Squad ride. You know what we bet on too, by the way. I don't need to repeat it. Neckas, McKinnon, Avs, the over. Boom, book it. See you later. Yeah. So, love to see it. Anyways, let's talk some other sports this weekend. UFC 324. First off, the whole Paramount thing. I'm now a customer of Paramount Plus. It's $9. Now, let me bitch. Because the commercials are out of fucking control. We're watching commercials instead of the cornerman interactions, which I never knew that I'd miss that so much, but I do. I miss it. I miss it for the low fights too. I don't know. The walkouts, everybody was bitching about the walkouts. Patty the Baddie has the coolest walkout, and I watched that whole thing. So like that was great. Yeah, but I am gonna say like, okay, I was bitching. That was me bitching. It's $9, bro. It's $9 a month. I don't know. Didn't look into it. It's $9 a month. We're paying $9 a month, which means like, and we just watched. That would have cost us $70, $69.99. Yeah, you can watch other shows. I told Jordan we need to watch some other shows, but yeah, no, we could be. I was spending at least $200-$300 last year, and I streamed a lot of them illegally too. So like, you don't have to worry about that. Just pay the $9.99, and yeah, I guess Landman, right? I did see that they're trying to get some other sports on there too. Yeah, I know that was me. Yeah, I just didn't want Dana White coming for me, bro. I really didn't. And then he shut down Stream East too. And if he does that to my other app, which I will not name, the GOAT streaming service right now, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I'll be pissed. So, yeah, but real quick on that, man, I know better to bet against my boy Justin Gagey. Met him, big Raiders fan. He's tailgated with the crew before. Goated individual, also great golfer, Dante. Great golfer. That was basically, you see this all the time in the UFC. A guy who's up and coming against a legend. The only person that recently just beat the fuck out of the legend was Ilya Taporia. So, like, you do see a couple times, but it's experience, man. Patty the Baddie, when he beat Chandler, a lot of people were like, oh, that's it, dude. He's the number one. He'll be the champ. You know, Michael Chandler, in my opinion, gets hit a lot, and he's not very educated in there. So, like, Gagey, man, he looked really, really good against Fiziev. Most recently, Fiziev's the guy who's going to stand up there and crack. So, but I think the key of that game was the power, man. Gagey, when he was landing, was dropping Patty. Patty was landing a lot, too, on Gagey, and he's just walking forward. He's just fucking eating him for breakfast. Thought he was more experienced. He also landed a couple takedowns. Usually, Gagey doesn't use that. He didn't land them, but he was able to get them, you know? So, it just secured the win with those takedowns, in my opinion. I couldn't, the whole phrase of Scousers don't get knocked out. Could not believe that he didn't get knocked out. I mean, my God. Yeah, the chin on him. All in all, badass fight. I'm wondering what's next. Obviously, Gagey, he's going to get he's going to lose that one. Sazerkian, It's just going to destroy him on the ground. Because remember, Habib, kind of same style as Sazerkian. He ain't not going to really favor Gaethje unless, Sazerkian wants to stand up and trade blows with Gaethje. Gaethje's ground game to me has always been a little bit underrated, except against that Samba type wrestling shit. He got exposed by Habib. I don't know. Maybe. That's where Gaethje goes. He is the interim champion. Eddie the Baddie, where does he go? A lot of still interesting fights to make for him. But, you know who does want to fight him is Ilia Topuria. If Ilia Topuria fought him, I do think he would knock him out. I mean, I'm the biggest Ilia Topuria fan. But, I don't know. Great fight nonetheless. Great fight. Was it? Yeah, I didn't watch the Thugger fight. That was the last fight that I didn't watch. And then I got blessed to watch Derek Lewis just fall down. I talked to Gerald. I was like, I can't watch him ever again. I mean, the fact that he was only minus 330, the other guy should have put $1 million on it. Sugar Sean, Song Yadon. I was watching it. A couple people around me were like, I think Sean Yadong won. But I thought O'Malley did enough. It was hit, don't get hit. That's the only reason why he won. But I thought Song Yadong won the second round. Song Yadong won the second round decisively. So, yeah. No, it is different. Let me see. He's 31 too. He's got a couple years left, man. But Gaethje just kind of did the experience, like I've been here. I'm gonna drown you type of thing. Great fight nonetheless. Other fight I wanted to highlight here on this was Umar Nurmagomedov fighting Davison Figueroa. Giving Umar Nurmagomedov another shot. I need to see it. Him versus Peter Yan would be must watch fucking TV. And I love Peter Yan. Remember I said that he was going to beat Merab. He ended up beating him. That's a fight that I need to watch because of the grappling exchanges are going to be fucking high elite. Peter Yan, the striking too up top. I think that's where Uman would get an advantage. Plus Uman will be minus 1,200 going in that, and I will be cashing on Peter Yan. Just been there again. You talk about it. Uman and Nurmagomedov kind of climbed the rankings immediately, then got checked by Merab. Remember? Now it's kind of the same thing. Uman climbing the ranks again. Will he get checked by Peter Yan? I do think so. But that's why I say Sean O'Malley, Song Yadong real quick. Sean O'Malley's already asking for Peter Yan. Why not ask about Uman Nurmagomedov, who's on that same card with you? You know why? Because you'll get mollywopped. It's just like the Sugar Sean thing's kind of playing out to me where it's like not as fun for me anymore. I mean, I do fuck with Song Yadong though. Never watched a fight with him and I was disappointed, whether he wins or loses. But yeah, overall, not too bad of a first card. A lot of commercials. You got to get through it, but you are paying $9, so I'm happy with that. You want to get into NASCAR? I want to get into golf real quick. Scotty Scheffler was plus 185. The second person up was plus 1,100. You know what we do? We bet on Scotty, put a larger couple units on him. He ends up coming through. He is the golf god, bro. And I'm going to be cashing every fucking weekend with him. I don't care what it is. I don't care where it's at. I don't care what he's doing. We're laying it. It's like that SGVP guy or whatever. Oh, plus 110? Oh, yeah, you wish it was plus 5,000. Who gives a fuck? Put whatever you want on it. You're winning, So, yeah, it was fun to watch some golf this weekend because I can't golf and I want to. NASCAR's back. What are your thoughts? Give us some locks. Yeah. Long off season, however, your boy's been making a killing. So today, Duke, yeah, they're legit. I think I've seen enough from this team to think, yeah, Louisville looked horrible too. Arizona also in Provo, up by 7 right now. Provo. Shout out to Utah, my boys out there. BYU, what a big game to hand Arizona their first loss. It was minus 110, basically a pick 'em. I was all over Arizona. Debansa, who I heard is the number 1 pick right now. I'm not necessarily arguing with that. 22 points. They just don't have enough there. Arizona's legit too, man. They're going to be 21-0. They're up 8 now. 40 seconds left. Well, I guess they're up 6. I apologize. But did you see Sparty cruising too, man? The Big Ten, my God. Purdue lost twice in a row. Nebraska. 20-0, bro. Who would have thought Michigan 18-1, Sparty 18-2, Illinois, who beat Purdue. Oh, that dude, what is the kid's name? He's a fucking top 10 pick too. He had 46 against the Boilermakers. Purdue's legit. Illinois is a team you don't want to play to. What is this kid's name? Yeah, Keaton Wagler, bro. Keaton Wagler, elite point guard. The Big Ten is nasty. My Sparty, they're on fire. They haven't lost since fucking Nebraska, which I don't think is a bad loss at this point. They got Rutgers. Then they got a huge game at home against the Wolverines Friday. Dante, must watch TV, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Michigan State, Michigan. It's going to be intense, and I cannot wait. Rutgers tomorrow, they should blow them out by 50. They did beat Maryland by 51, Oregon by 16. But I think that, the college basketball scene is crazy because I was hearing Kendrick Perkins talk about this to you earlier. He said that this is the best draft class in the latest a lot of years. So, and I'm agreeing with them, man. I'm seeing a lot of really good talent out here. You love to see it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Still, you still got a team you're picking. I know Houston just lost Saturday. I'm still rolling. They lost to Texas Tech at Texas Tech. To me, that's not a big loss at all. I'm still rolling with Houston Cougs to get it done. There are a lot of good teams, though, man. Arizona, UConn's got 2 first-round picks, 2 top 10 picks potentially. Michigan, we talked about them, historically blowing out teams like nobody ever saw before. Duke, Boozer, and other people. You know that they only had like 0.88% of like some sort of mathematical statistics come back. Everybody got drafted. Conkinipple, Cooper Flag, the other kid, the rebounding machine. Anyways, the fact that they're back and they're doing so well is crazy. Coach K will be pumped. You got your favorite team, Nebraska. I don't get it either. Gonzaga's high scoring. Sparty's at 7. Iowa State, who recently only lost 2 out of like 4, they're still a threat. Illinois, Houston, Texas Tech, Purdue, BYU, Kansas, they have potentially the number 2 overall pick, Peterson. Then you got Arkansas with Coach Cal, right? North Carolina, they got another kid that's projected top 10 pick. Vanderbilt lost 2 in a row. Still, arguably the best team in the SEC. Florida, don't sleep on them. They're back. The Ville, they got blown out today. Bama's 23. Miami of Ohio. Just put some respect on their name. They're 20-0. Dante, there's only 3 teams undefeated. Nebraska, Miami of Ohio, and Arizona. They did just lose. They did just lose to Auburn, but before that, they beat LSU, they beat Vandy, they beat Oklahoma, and they beat Tennessee, and then they beat Georgia. And you say that they're not back. I mean, come on. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Your boy's starting to crank out bets, so I don't know what I should do. Should I group them together, tweet them out? Do you guys want me to pick 5 that I love the most, start a trend? Because I can do that for you guys. I'm Trilla Bets, and it is almost March, which means that your boy's dialed already. Statistically, I was 54 and 39. We love seeing numbers like that. Dante, we've been cranking out winners after winners. Today, I don't know, all of a sudden I'm talking shit here. Arizona's up by 1 point. BYU's up by, what is going on here? What is going on? Is this game not over? Because this is like a major unit game for me. Is it over? There's 1 second left. Dunks the ball. What's going on here? Dante, is this game over? Anyways. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Is it DraftKings maybe? Live bet? Basketball? Sorry, guys. Sorry. Yeah, it looks like it's over. There's no games. Did Arizona get the dub? 13 seconds left? Nobody knows what's going on. Somebody needs to help me. Anyways, yeah, W episode, Dante, W Monday. We're back. As in Trilla's back. We'll be back Wednesday. Dante, we might need to be doing a live sweat Friday for the Sparty Michigan game. If not, Trilla Bets will start leading the way here too. We do have a big week for Ev out in Cancun. Want to wish him safe travels. Have a great time. Ev, don't go overboard. We know how you, and I'm not talking falling off a boat. All right. Other than that, man, we got no week of football this week. Just take it in. It was such a stressful last couple of weeks. Real quick, does Josh Allen and Buffalo go into New England and beat them if we don't beat them? I think so too. You talk about a team that needs a wide receiver, bro. Yeah, but hey, man, it was a great year for the Broncos. I'm reading here that Arizona's going to lose this game. What are you pulling up? I'm reading that there's 11 seconds left, and Arizona's getting hosed by the refs. BYU, Arizona going wild. Arizona blatantly getting cheated. Arizona getting screwed in the last 20 seconds. Who's got the rock? Oh my God. So did they win? Yeah, everybody's sweating. All right. Anyways, let's get this shit wrapped up. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you Wednesday. We got some locks coming in. Pay attention to Crew Talk Sports. Dante's running the Twitter this week. We love to see it. Other than that, have a great rest of your week. Y'all know the drill. No parlays. No parlays. Dante. You sick parlay motherfucker. We got UFC Saturday too, so big week. We'll have this shit dialed for you guys Wednesday. Other than that, go Arizona. Deuces.